So today I made more fried chicken, and I'm making it for a friend who had surgery, and I want to teach you how to make the gravy that goes with either the rice or the potatoes and the chicken, and left over the next day. It's great with biscuits. You are not seeing my face because I have not really gotten myself dressed and together today. I've just been enjoying being around the house for a change. So I've poured out most of the grease because it filled up the pan because I fried chicken like I showed you in the last video. I poured out most of the grease. I left the drippings in the pan and just a little bit of the grease on the bottom, and I put it back on the heat. I have it on medium, and I have a gas stove, so I have to be careful with that grease that it doesn't overflow. But I've got it on medium, and now I'm gonna add about 2 heaping tablespoons. I'm gonna add about 2, I don't know, it depends how much grease you have. I'm so sorry, it's so hard for me to measure. This was 2.5 heaping kitchen tablespoons of regular flour. And now you have to let it bubble. The grease has to be bubbling before you stir. That's also the secret to roux. So let the grease get nice and hot. I mixed in my flour. And if it's not as brown as you want it, you can let the flour brown. But I think it's fine, so. And I'm gonna get some milk. This is probably better with whole milk, but all I happen to have today is 2%. I'm gonna pour the milk, and if you don't have enough milk, you can add a little bit of water. But I had a lot of flour mixture in the bottom there, so I put quite a bit of milk in the pan, as you can see. And now do not stir it. Do not stir it. Let it sit until it bubbles all over, and then we'll stir. I'll come back to that in just a minute. Now I generously peppered my gravy mixture, but I still have not stirred. It's not bubbling enough. You can see it's starting to bubble right there. I'm gonna add some salt. I don't wanna overdo it. Lately, I've been overdoing the salt. I don't know why. I think I'm getting old. So I'd rather add salt later after I taste it. Used to, I would cook and never taste anything. Just cook it and salt it and I'd get it right. But something happens as we age. It's horrible. But anyway, you'll notice that it's starting to bubble up right here. Still don't stir it. Just wait a little bit longer. I'll show you in a sec. All right. Now we're getting there. You can see the gravy's bubbling up. You want it to kind of bubble all over. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I don't want it to get too hot. And then I'm going to start, but I'm using my fork, and I'm rubbing on the bottom of the pan to get all the drippings up in there and stir it at the same time. This is what's going to keep it from lumping. If you stir too soon before it boils, then it's going to lump. You can also make brown gravy like this. You would just use water instead of milk. Usually with chicken, I make cream gravy. But if you're doing a roast, you do it the exact same way with the drippings. You just use water instead of milk. Once you stir it up good, I just turned the heat off, and it's still bubbling, so I'm gonna keep stirring because I don't want it to lump. And in just a second, I'm gonna put a lid on it, because if you leave the lid off, you'll get a skim on top of your gravy, and yuck. But if you put the lid on, it won't skim over like that. So I'm gonna keep stirring just a little bit longer. And you can see it's nice and thick. You can make sausage gravy the same way to go with biscuits. One of these days I'll do a video and teach you how to make homemade biscuits where you literally roll them out. But our gravy is ready. I'm gonna put a lid on it. Put the lid on, and we're good to go. Gravy's ready.